ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the CWS episode 67, if I recall. Yes, it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the next pay-per-view review. And I thought, why don't I torture myself more with going back to WCW? Yay! But, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be watching WCW Hog Wild 1996 from Sturgis. So this is an outdoor arena pay-per-view. So this is like maybe one of the few they've done in WCW. They would carry on the Sturgis. They would change it to Road Wild for 97, 98, 99 if I recall. But ladies and gentlemen, let's kick things off with Rey Mysterio Jr. versus the Ultimate Dragon for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. Let's do it. So we just had Rey Mysterio versus Ultimate Dragon in their first one-on-one pay-per-view match. This is also Ultimate Dragon's debut match as well. It was okay. I mean, it was a good match. A bit sloppy at times, but bar that, it was a really fun, entertaining matchup. Get the crowd hot and get them ready for the pay-per-view. So yeah, really fun. Next up, we have got Scott Norton versus Ice Train. Let's see this. So we just had Scott Norton versus Ice Train in it was an okay match. It wasn't anything special. It was just a basic one-on-one match, and yeah, it was quite entertaining. Very good, very entertaining matchup between these two guys. Next up, we'll have Medusa versus Bull Nakano in a Battle of the Bites match. So we just had Bull Nakano versus Medusa in the Battle of the Bites match. Bull Nakano came out with Sonny Ono riding a Honda bike, and Medusa comes out with her actual Harley Davidson, which is cool. Personally, I'm more of a Kawasaki guy myself. But yeah, this was a good match. Medusa and Bull Nakano would do these matches all over. They do them in WWF, they do them here. They would run in Japan. Is it their best match? Not particularly, not their best match, but it was a fun match nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we have Chris Benoit versus Dean Malenko. If Woman and Elizabeth don't get involved, this could be fucking good. So we just had Chris Benoit versus Dean Malenko. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, this match was fucking good. I would change 3 things, however. Change number 1. Instead of a 20-minute time limit match, I'd change it to a 30-minute time limit match. This is more of a personal change for me. I would have them go 5 minutes technical, then do the shove down with the beginning. The beginnings of the match, I would wait until about 5 minutes, have these guys do some really good technical wrestling at first, then do the takedown and have him just get frustrated, Benoit. Third, you don't need Elizabeth and you don't need Woman out there. I know Benoit's part of the 4 Horsemen at this time. You don't need them out there. Maybe have Woman or Elizabeth out there, but don't have both of them out there. But to be honest, it was fucking good. Those are 3 changes I would make personally to the match. But it was good. There was 2 overtimes in the match. Again, that's why I say it should be a 30-minute time limit match. But yeah, this was fucking good. The crowd really wanted them to go more. There were a few boos at the second half, but Tony Schiavone, Dusty Rhodes and Bobby Heenan were able to change that into a Benoit got the pin. Yeah, that's why they were upset. So yeah, they covered really well. Next up, we have Harlem Heat versus the Steiner Brothers for the tag team titles. Let's watch this. So we just had the Steiner Brothers versus Harlem Heat for the tag titles. This was actually getting really good. And then fucking Sister Sherry and Colonel Robert Parker get involved, use the fucking salt in the eyes and crack, I think it was Scott over the head with the cane. It was a good match whilst it lasted, guys. But yeah, the bulk of the match was really good, entertaining as all hell. And yeah, it was really fun. But ladies and gentlemen, whilst this show was going on, there was a Saturday night pre-show match leading into the show. So the fans at Sturgis got to watch I think it's 15 in total. 1 minute, let me double check. 16 matches in total, ladies and gentlemen. So there were 8 pre-show matches, but it was Saturday night Nitro, whatever it was called, to lead into the show itself. So I'll just quickly run through those matches, and then we'll get to the next matchup, which is Flair versus Guerrero. So, this also takes place a month after Bash at the Beach, which is episode 57, if you want to check that, guys, out, of Bash at the Beach, where the NWO were formed. which personally, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, is really, it's done to death. Like, so many people have talked about that situation. That's why I don't really like talking about it, because it's been done to death, guys. That's why I did Bash at the Beach review, just to get it over and done with and just quickly, bash it off. So, the pre-show matches. Public Enemy defeated Rough and Ready in about 3 minutes. Conan defeated Chavo Guerrero in 4 minutes. The Nasty Boys defeated High Voltage in 3 minutes. Alex Wright defeated Earl Robert Eaton in the shortest match of the night on the show in 30 seconds. The Dungeon of Doom, Taskmaster Men and Barbarian with Jimmy Hart and Big Bubba defeated Joe Gomez, Jim Powers, and Matt Starr in a 6-man tag in 3 minutes. David Taylor in WWE, defeated Mr. JL, who is Jerry Lynn and not Jelly Flynn, in 2 minutes. Diamond Dallas Page defeated the Renegade in 6 minutes. Jesus. And Arn Anderson defeated Hugh Morris in 40 seconds. Fucking hell. So those were the Saturday night. I think it was Saturday Night Nitro. I could be wrong on that one. Let me just double check. Yeah, it was just called Saturday Night. WCW Saturday Night. It was called. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch Ric Flair versus Eddie Guerrero for the WCW United States Championship. So, excuse me, we just had Flair versus Guerrero. I don't know how these two do it, but these two match up so fucking well together. It's a breath of fresh air for this, because with Mysterio versus Dragon, it was a good match. There was a little bit of botchiness, but it was a good match. Benoit versus Malenko, if the changes I said happened, it would be a fucking amazing matchup. These two work so fucking well together. Excuse me about that. These two people work together so well. It's clash of styles. It's brilliant. It's amazing. Woman gets involved, but gets involved at the right time because she's holding Flair's arms to basically get the pin for Eddie. She's not really getting, she wasn't getting involved much at this point. She'd get involved a little bit more going down the line. But it was really good to see this match, Benoit Malenko and Mysterio Dragon are 3 really good fucking matches on the card. So we're going to have Sting and Lex Luger versus Hall Nash coming up in the semi-main. And then Big Show, the Giant in WCW, versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan for the WCW Championship. Fucking perfect. So we've got NWO in the semi-main and the main. So we'll see how the 2 main events go, and let's have some fun, shall we, guys? So it's Hall and Nash versus Sting and Luger. So we just had Hall and Nash versus Sting and Luger. It was a good matchup. But Nick Patrick gets involved, clips Luger on the leg, and then does the fast count for the win. He would then turn into the NWO's referee to basically get the win for NWO and stuff like that. I mean, the match was really, the match was decent between these 4 guys. It was really good. But again, it was just that finish that sucked for me. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we have got the WCW Heavyweight Championship match. The Giant versus the big Hulk Hogan of the NWO. Let's watch this. So we just had Giant versus Hogan for the WCW Championship. And this one was really weird. Like, Hogan is supposed to be heel, but everybody's cheering him as a face, and everybody's not accepting Giant. It's weird. And at the end of it, Hogan wins to a pop, gets the win. Booney Man comes out to basically gives the birthday cake and is wearing an NWO shirt. He gets beat down, and then they spray NWO on the WCW Championship, which is one of the main things. But it was a weird thing to hear the fans actually cheer Hogan and not boo him. Really weird. But guys, what did I think of the show? Surprisingly entertaining, I have to admit. Mysterio Dragon was good. Norton versus Train was okay. Medusa versus Volcano was okay as well. Benoit Malenko was brilliant, I thought. Harlem Heat and the Steiner Brothers were bloody good as well. Flair, Guerrero again. Three of the best matches of the night were Mysterio, Dragon, Benoit, Malenko, Flair, Guerrero. Outsiders and Sting and Luger. It was a good tag team match. I think the weakest match on the card had to be Scott Norton versus Ice Train, then Giant versus Hogan, then Outsiders versus Nash, Outsiders versus Sting and Luger. But to be fair, three really good matches on the card. I think this is on the free version of the network, so if you want to check it out, definitely check this show out. It's really good. Hog Wild, 1996, guys. But where are we going to go next on our trip to WCW? Well, why don't we take a trip, because it's fall, why don't we have a brawl? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and as always, please stay safe, wash your hands, make sure everything's okay, and I will see you on the next episode of the CWS. Bye-bye for now, guys.